of stylish trims. We also supply wall and floor tiles and tiling related products. How about your staircase? We have railings, posts, pickets in metal, stainless steel, wood, and glass to make your staircase a centerpiece. We offer personalized selection and shipping service from Canada to SVG. Contact Marlon on WhatsApp at 289-200-7649 or District Stairs on Facebook.
You can increase your chances of winning the Super 6 jackpot with a combo play. Remember, Super 6 numbers are from 1 to 28. Choose any 5 Super 6 numbers. That's a combo 5 for $69. Match any 5 of the 6 numbers and you will win the jackpots. Choose 7 Super 6 numbers for $21. Match any 6 of the 7 numbers and win the jackpot. There's more. Combo 8, where you purchase 8 Super 6 numbers for $84. Match any 6 of the 8 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3 and Combo 4 Super 6 plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Super 6. Bigger jackpots, more chances to
Picture
win.
this. You and your squad at the Honestville playing field decked in national colors. The Vinci team has you at the edge of your seat. Could this be the goal that gives them the win? And just like that, it's pandemonium in Honestville. They score! Only football can give you these emotions, but it's not who you think it is. It's not just a man's game. It's the 2023 Women's Nation League qualifiers. On September 26th, SVG clashes with Bermuda. On October 27th, rep your colors, come out strong, and support the women as SVG meets the Dominican Republic. December 5th, SVG versus Barbados. Admission, adults $20, children $10. The 2023 Women's Nation League qualifiers. Honestville playing field from 3 p.m.
At the People's Pharmacy, we've put our mission at the center of our name. We are people-centered, and every day we renew this commitment to providing products and services that help our valued customers lead healthier and happy lives. The People's Pharmacy fills prescriptions promptly and accurately, and also offers a wide range of vitamins and supplements, plus generic medication for everything from an upset stomach to the common cold. We offer toiletries and baby care items, skincare and hair care items too. All that coupled with a friendly, knowledgeable, and efficient staff to ensure customer satisfaction every time you shop. The People's Pharmacy offers extended opening hours, 8 in the morning to 8 p.m., Mondays through Saturdays. For more information, give us a call at 456-1170. The People's Pharmacy. We go further to serve you better.
Sandra, where you going in such a hurry?
Y'all, I have so much stuff I need to buy. I need to get to town fast. Plus, it's end of month.
But what you really need to buy, so?
Well, I need to look for a swimsuit for my pool party Sunday. I need to pick up my medication. And I need some nails to fix the door. And I have to get something to eat. Oh, yes. And I need to buy some grease and go bank to get some money for all that.
But Sandra, you can get all those things at the Joshua Center.
For true?
Yes, girl, everything.
The Joshua Center has everything for you, from clothes to decor, and even grab a drink and lunch too. It's all here, just for you.
All right, well, hey. Okay, good. Justin, one. Morning, and we take you up until about 9 o'clock this morning. Don't forget, of course, to be all part of it. Your number is 451-7827. Never change. It's always the same. 451 *. And you can also send us your WhatsApp messages at 534-7827. It's always a little difficult on the Monday morning, of course, to get yourself into the workflow, into the work mood and that kind of vibe. But, it has to be done. That's how we certainly, of course, keep the middle of the country, so to speak, running, rolling over. And it's by you getting out and heading on to the JOB. Morning to you. And let me say good morning to my partner. Seems quite sedate this morning for one reason or the other. I might be wrong, but what's up?
Boy, sick.
Sick?
Yeah, he's sick.
Sick with G-Fry?
Boy.
Huh?
I know the G stand for boy, but but they G-Fry. I'm sick. Good morning. Let me say good morning to all those who locked on. I noticed these days when I use my when I use the InShot to do my video collages, my videos, they're coming out in a smaller frame, like a.
No, using the wrong aspect ratio. I got a
I,
teacher thing.
I don't think so, no, but
Huh?
I don't think so.
1280?
Yeah,
Wrong ratio you're using.
man, listen
Huh?
to me.
That's all. We can deal with that after. Don't worry.
I use 1080.
1080, no. Okay, we'll deal with it after.
Yeah, so I like how I look there and so on. But yeah, so good morning to all of you. Let me shout out some people on the live.
Real name, Salman.
Yeah. I know. Good on me. Hazel here, Caddy, Isil, Nick, Doreen, Faye, Kojo, Daki, Terrence. Terrence Boyce, you've been trying to shop me this morning, but boss, you trying to shop me when I try to hustle out the house now. So sorry about that. Val, Joselle, Rochelle, all of these scoopers, good morning to you, wherever you are. Good day to you, wherever you are. And yeah, I was fine all weekend. And then I go padding the streets in Mexico last night. And yeah, this is the result. And if it's the river draft.
Plus the rain. You have some rain yesterday.
Yeah. And yesterday was hot.
Yeah.
It was kept going back and forth now.
Yeah.
So it might have been that. Yesterday, because I was fine all day until I was getting ready to head to Mespo. But I had a good weekend, and I'm looking forward to a fantastic week. PM Gonzalez arrives back here today, later on this afternoon. And this afternoon, then we should be having the handing over the shops in Glen.
Yes.
Something that's already drawing some attention. I don't know why, but you don't know it go.
Drawing attention, why?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's amazing, right, that the general elections are due about 2 years
from now.
More than 2 years away.
Yeah.
And everything that the government has been doing for the last year is because elections are close. That's the most amazing thing. An individual tried to engage me on Facebook about NIS. And in the middle of his discussion, the man talk about all elections. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? What we discussing here? You know? So I saw some posts on the weekend, or last week rather, about the shops on the story about the shops being open. And you hear the kind of foolish comments that are there. It really is unfortunate that nothing can be done in St. Vincent and the Grenadines without the NDP and its supporters making it partisan political. Morning, Paulicha. It is really unfortunate that nothing can be done in St. Vincent and the Grenadines without supporters of the NDP making it partisan political. And you know, I was in a discussion last week. A group of guys. I went to take my car to the mechanic. By the way, it's still there by the garage. And a group of guys were there. Different perspectives were being shared, and I really appreciated that. You know, some mature individuals sitting down and just reasoning. And one of the points that was being made there by one of the individuals who I suspect supports Labour, but he's not openly political. He don't campaign. I've never seen him at a rally and so forth. But he said, I find that the Labour Party don't look after the supporters. So I asked, what do you mean? You know, what do you mean? And he went on to tell me that he find that there is this attitude of trying to reach out to individuals believed to be supportive of the NDP to try and get them over. And I had to make the point, but look, remember, the government is a government for all Vincentians. He said, I understand that. Yeah, he said, I understand that. But this was a critical point he made. He said, I can't vote for your policy. And then when the election's done, somebody who voted against the policy you presented is now benefiting from the policy I voted for in front of me.
Well,
I had to shut my mouth. Can I make a point? Because Denny, had that person gotten their way, that policy would be no more.
That's true.
If that individual got their way, we would not have that policy for them to benefit from. So he says, I said, but and there's a point I made on radio the other day. I say, but I always hear that, oh, you have to have a Labour card. You have to put on a red, only Labour Party against support. He said, no. Very adamant to that. And I keep making the point. Both statements cannot be true at the same time. It cannot be true that only Labour supporters getting work and only Labour supporters getting through and only Labour supporters benefit. While at the same time, Labour Party ain't looking for the supporters. They're too busy looking for people who they believe support NDP to try and win them over. Both statements cannot be true at the same time. So somebody telling lie. Somebody is lying. And my experience in this country of ours is that all Vincentians, regardless to your political affiliation, your perceived political affiliation, whether or not you are open with it or it's a matter of perception, all Vincentians have equal opportunity to succeed.
Well, that's the point. And that's, well said. Also very important to see on is a situation where you need to place yourself in a position when certain policies, projects, whatever it is, roll out. I've known of instances where simple situation scholarships. Persons will wait until it's done and dusted, and then will try to make the application and say, well, I didn't know, I didn't hear, and then when they don't get through, it's like, well, you see, I've been in sun and rain, voted for the ULP, and no. But the point is that particular policy of the government, which is just balloon, mushroom. I'm trying to find an adjective to aptly describe it, but it's just been crazy. Last year, close to 1,000. This year, we headed up to 1,300 tuition scholarships. Right, and I know for a fact that there's still persons who are saying that they didn't get the opportunity. Well, because what? You didn't put yourself in the position at that point in time to grasp the opportunity, and these are some of the things that we have to grapple with from time to time.
Then just last week, someone reached out to me asking about tuition assistance.
Last week.
I said, you're late.
Very late.
You're extremely late. Well, I couldn't apply before. I said, but no, the tuition assistance program is closed. And while I appreciate that you need the assistance and so forth, you are weeks behind time. And look, I am fortunate enough, not with the tuition assistance program, because that's done through the Public Service Commission and so forth. But when it comes to various programs, as a matter of fact, I was fortunate to call the names of 33 students who went off to Taiwan this year and 20-something who went off last year. And I know that in the mix are people from a diverse background, whether it's religion, whether it's geographic location, gender, and also political persuasion. And I came to the program before, and I made the point that how is it? And I think this is the point. I mean, I didn't get into all of it and so forth, but this is something we could think about, Denny. How is it you vote for a party, your parents voted for a party and supporting a party that going straight from Taiwan to China, but you're taking up a Taiwan scholarship?
Right. That's one very hard to digest, so to speak.
Your party going to leave the province. Yeah, that's the way the leader of the opposition phrased it. We would leave the province and align with Beijing, but you are at the airport awaiting a flight to go to what your party thought was the province.
Wow.
You didn't vote for the continuation of the um, where we align ourselves with Taiwan diplomatically. Your parents didn't vote for it, they didn't support it, but you are benefiting from that policy that other individuals like myself voted to ensure continues. And that is the way our government works. Our government works to ensure that every Vincentian is able to benefit from the policies of the administration, of the government. So everybody leaves and enters through the AIA. But I know individuals who come into the AIA, who leave into the AIA, say they would never finish. It could be a golf course.
Oh,
It could be a peanut field.
yep.
They wish tsunami. They wish tsunami could take it away, but yet they sit down at the airport would come off the plane. But they wished, had that individual gotten her wish, she would not be able to misbehave the way she did on the floor out the airport because the tsunami would wash it away.
Wow.
Individuals in the north of the country who had their homes destroyed during the volcanic eruptions, they're benefiting with house repair, home repair, roof repair, and relocation to new houses.
And there's no question asked about which party you're supporting.
But exactly,
you know.
I remember years ago, Denny. I remember what election it was. It might have been 2015. I remember living in Clare Valley. Well, I wasn't living in Clare Valley, but I was in Clare Valley. And I remember one individual coming up to me and complaining. If you see them up there with the NDP shots hang up in the porch. That's all right. That's all right. The NDP didn't build any low-income houses. The NDP called low-income houses all kind of names. You didn't vote to continue the low-income house program, but guess what? Because of the type of government we have, you are benefiting from the low-income housing program. Because the program is for all Vincentians. You might talk Milton Cato all the time. You might talk Georgetown, the modern medical complex all the time. But guess what? When you're sick, it's there going. If a number of you had your way, a lot of what you're benefiting from today would not be in existence. Not necessarily because your party would stop it, but more so because your party wouldn't have the creativity and the wherewithal to plan and execute or implement the policy. Because had you voted for NDP in 2010, it would have been Find It Where, and there would have been no international airport. There would have been no on-site program that many young people are benefiting from. Well, there might have been the YES program because it is so popular and it is doing so well that from criticizing it to the youth, from criticizing it about youth exploitation, they now say they're going to increase the stipend. But that is if. Hold on, That would only be if Beijing decides to continue that program. Because guess what? It's Taipei that's funding that program. By the way, Dr. Gonzalez, as is usual, whenever St. Vincent and the Grenadines gets up to address the General Assembly, made a very passionate plea for the inclusion of Taiwan in international agencies, the UN agencies, and for the cessation, for the ceasing of that whole war between all ideological war between Beijing and Taipei, and the way the international system has been drawn into that, essentially picking a side. he also spoke about the unfairness and the contravention of international law by the U.S. with regards to Taiwan, to Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, and the fact that he called it silly and wrong, the labeling of Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism. This address was done on Saturday at 9, and then we broadcast at midday, and yesterday it was also broadcasted on NBC Radio at 7 p.m. So Vincentians, I'm sure, got a full dose of the comments of our Prime Minister at the United Nations. But I was making the point that even things like Petrocaribbean and so on, which now have been hampered by the weaponizing of the US dollar with regards to Venezuela. Without that, even before that happened, the way the NDP spoke about Venezuela and Chavez and Maduro and so forth, it sounds as if they were going to cut ties with Venezuela. And so the $100+ million of debt forgiveness we got from Venezuela recently, we wouldn't get that. We wouldn't get that. It's important that you understand that the policies that you are benefiting from are only possible because of a mandate given to the policymakers. Two parties come and put forward their plan. Well, they usually put forward a plan and then maybe does something. Not sure what that is. Because when you assess what they're talking, you really can't figure it out. They're going to be in a hospital then in somewhere in Eastern Georgia, we don't show way. Right. So I cannot refer to that as a plan, because if I refer to what they offer as a plan, I'm insulting what the ULP offers, which is something that is more concrete, that is well thought out, and has the process of completion, of execution is there. Right? Both parties come with a platform, and they ask for a mandate from the voters to go and execute, put into practice that plan, those programs that they put to you. You give them that mandate. And so that is why very often when you hear the opposition getting on in parliament, boss, nobody gave you the mandate. So you can't be government while in opposition. You can't be government while in opposition. The mandate to execute policy, implement policy in this country was given to the ULP. And so you can't come to the parliament and tell the ULP, oh, we tell you to do X and we tell you to do Y. The people didn't give you that mandate. Oh, let's work together. The people did not give you that mandate. The mandate was given to the ULP based on the platform, based on the program, based on the plans that they put to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And you just have to accept that. And those plans, those programs, fully implemented, benefit all Vincentians. All Vincentians. Regardless to where you come from, regardless to where in St. Vincent and the Grenadines you come from and live, regardless to who you vote for. And that's the reality. We cannot allow the lies of the NDP to distract us into somehow thinking that things are different than we can watch, than we can see, than we know they are. Simple. But you have them running around talking all sorts of nonsense. And unfortunately, they are actually getting some people to buy into the nonsense. And that's the bad part. That's the absolute sad part of it. But the work of this ULP, the work of this government across the country, if we go back to, if I reference the interview last week between Dr. Friday and Jomo Thomas, you hear the usual catchphrases and buzzwords. Oh, wrecked the economy. Yeah, economy that going by 6% and it's a wrecked economy. When everybody else had contraction, we had a point something percent growth and it's a wrecked economy.
I wonder what they're going to say, like, come next year. As a matter of fact, when the cruise season opens here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you're projected to grow by what, 15%? Those are the figures coming from the Minister of Tourism. Next year, Sandals is going to be in full operation. Next year, Cricket World Cup coming to St. Vincent.
Come on,
and the
man. Just
Grenadines.
before Carnival.
Huh?
Hey,
wow.
Then let me warn them, especially those of you in the diaspora who want to come home for Carnival. Ticket price is going to be
up in the sky.
Accommodation price is going to be because I would not be surprised if some of the patrons who come to Cricket World Cup decide, you know, I always heard about Vinci Mass, I always heard about Vinci Carnival.
Yep.
So let me stick around for a few days and get some of it. Those of you who plan to come to enjoy Carnival next year, you better start planning early to be a part of this thing.
When was the last time we had a taste of Cricket World Cup? It was 2006, 2007, something.
And some practice warm-up games.
Warm-up games.
We spent a whole bit of money down Harrisville and get warm-up games.
We got famous over one guy, Dwayne Levrock. You remember that guy?
No.
Huh?
That's the one who had the
big burly Bermudian. Took a fantastic catch. I can't remember the name of the English batter, but Levrock, maybe as heavy as
Jimbo.
You know, but he took a stunning catch in the slips. I'll never forget that. But yeah, cricket returns at St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and back in 2006, we only had warm-up games. And you know the reason for that? We didn't have the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have we spent a lot of money in developing Anna's Vale, Stubbs, Sign Hill, you know, but the ICC said to us then and then, well, sorry, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we can only afford you some warm-up games because you do not have the room capacity
to
host the Barmy Army when they come into St. Vincent and the Grenadines and to host other persons when they come from other parts of the globe. We are going to be seeing something next year never seen here in this country, where visitors are going to be literally swarming into our country. There are some persons who are just devoted to sports, and they go crazy.
Yeah,
they follow the teams up and down. And the Caribbean and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are going to be swarmed next year, especially with T20. Nothing beat a T20 game. By the way, we have to congratulate the
Amazon Warriors. I think they deserved it. They played for it. They played to win it. They made that error last year where they played unbeaten and then lost the important game. But yeah, fantastic performance last night. Routing out Trinidad for less than 100 runs. You got to pick them up. You got to pick them up.
But the question, go ahead.
And no, what I was about to say, you see the kind of enthusiasm and excitement that exists for T20, and that's a regional game, a regional teams, regional competition. Imagine an international competition where it's not just the few thousand local spectators, but imagine, like you say, us having games between England
and Australia,
you know,
India, possibly.
Don't forget it's a direct flight now from England, you know.
We're hosting two playoff matches and 2 Super 8s. 2 quarterfinal games will be hosted here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So there's a potential that we'll be hosting some of the bigger teams, Australia, India, Pakistan.
Mhm.
You know, that is a possibility for us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But the question is, what is it that we've done or we're doing differently as compared to 2006? Well, right now, Sandals with the Beaches Resort, motoring ahead. Construction is on its way. They're due to open early next year. The government in Diamond, the Holiday Inn, we just last night I drove past and noticed there's lights in the building,
Yep,
like they're
yep,
working,
yep.
they're working lights now.
Lights in the building. Yep.
They are moving ahead at a rapid pace with the construction of the Holiday Inn in Diamond, right? The Marriott is to be opened, or sorry, to begin construction. We have pace development down there in Peters Hope. So our room stock come 2024 compared to back in 2006, maybe 1,000% more.
Mhm.
And that's one of the major reasons. And very importantly, build it and they will come. The Argyle International Airport
Yep.
is here.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's a game changer for us. You know.
Absolutely.
And come next year, Cricket World Cup T20 2024, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to be eating a piece of that pie because there's a lot of money to be spent by visitors coming into the Caribbean. Brace yourself for it. Right?
Indeed.
And they want to say economy wreck?
Well, they could say whatever they want to say now. Remember we kept saying all along, don't make nobody fool you with lies. You gotta believe your eyes. Don't make them fool you with lies. Believe your eyes. Yeah. And unfortunately, that is what the NDP seems to be most focused on promoting. Lies, and more lies. And we have to keep focus. Remember, look, yesterday you had the Pan in the Street, third edition. You had one edition in Kingstown.
Yeah, big up the YPM. They're doing a
Yes,
fantastic
fantastic job. You had one in Barley and you had one in Mespo yesterday. And both in terms of participation with the pan sides and also the patrons, lots of young people. Instead of coming out every minute and trying to lie to the young people to hoodwink them, why doesn't the opposition come and say to them, listen, get involved in a pan side in your area? You go to Sand Hill by the hard court. The pan side is there, you see young people. You go
Block 2000.
Block 2000. Starliff is there, plenty young people.
Calaqua.
Epic. Kittels. You know.
Symphonix.
Taffa with his young people.
Yeah.
You have JP and Tilal and Hero and so on. You have people in this country who understand the impact of music and pan on young people, and they are doing their thing. And all you have standing all alone with their hands folded, oh, the young people this and the young people that. NDP. Encourage them. Encourage them. You have this program that is starting sometime in October at the community college, technical, offering short courses, entry-level courses, training for young people who didn't matriculate, who ain't going college full-time, but you need to teach them a skill. You have the program starting in October, 15 weeks. Get on your platform and encourage the young people to get trained, to get the skill. Get on the platform, whatever your platform is, your radio program, your Facebook page or whatever, and encourage young men and young women in this country to go and get trained. Get a skill that they can build on. You get the 15-week skill, you could attach yourself now. If you did mechanic, attach yourself to a shop. Attach yourself somewhere. Get trained. Get a skill so that you can become employable. And even if not employable, at least you could start. In terms of you may not want to go look for work, you could start your own thing. Encourage them. But you don't get that level, you don't get that from the NDP. No. How could the party that always speaks doom and gloom be a party of hope? Explain that to me, please. I want you to explain that to me. The party of doom and gloom. The party of doom and gloom. Always wrecked economy. There's no hope. People leaving. Like if he didn't leave and Jomo didn't leave. And maybe he left St. Vincent and the Grenadines after 2001. And maybe Jomo left St. Vincent after 2001. Because leaving is a new phenomenon. All of a sudden people leaving. But I could tell you something. And I know I get in trouble for this because a dirty viper took this stuff what I said and spin it and cut it up to try and create confusion. But I can repeat it much more carefully. People have always been moving out to St. Vincent and Grenadines in search of better opportunities. Always. And people will continue to leave St. Vincent and Grenadines in search of better opportunities all the time. All the time. But people leaving now and the opportunities that they're leaving for now are generally opportunities, professional opportunities within their specific field of training. So nurses are leaving St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that is part of the program that we have where we train nurses for export. You understand? It is not like back in the day when nurses left St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but when they left, they didn't go to the US and so on to be nurses. Some of them got involved in nannies, and so forth. In the informal way. So they didn't get into the formal structure up there where they got their papers, their work permits and so on, and they were able to work as professionals and so forth. They got jobs that pay them okay, yes, but undocumented. And the struggles of Vincentians undocumented across the globe is well documented. Well documented. Professionals left here, or rather, people left here, police officers and so on, and went teachers, and went overseas to get involved in construction. They weren't doing construction here, but they went, and they got some of them. Unfortunately, did not get to be immediately. The person who tell them to invite them to come may have not been ready for them to come. So sometimes our brothers and sisters, as we see in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they knock out for a little while before they land on their feet. And yes, they end up in construction and other fields that pay them well, absolutely. But they didn't leave here as construction workers. And the struggle and the hustle is real when they get there. The likelihood today of a teacher, and watch me, Denny, we have almost the whole school, the whole thing, at least trained at teachers college level, and a significant percentage of teachers are graduate teachers. The likelihood today of a teacher, a nurse, or a police leaving St. Vincent and the Grenadines for a job in the construction field or domestic care, whether it's taking care of an elderly person or a child, significantly reduced. When a nurse leaves here, that nurse is going wherever they're going to be a nurse. A documented professional. Whether it's England, US, Trinidad, Barbados, Canada, that nurse is leaving St. Vincent and the Grenadines to go be a nurse.
Simple as that.
Police officers leave here and go to Turks and Caicos and so on to be police officers. The younger ones leave the police force and may go to the UK to go in the army and the navy. Our professionals leave here and go and take up jobs in regional and international organizations in various countries, offices in various countries. And they also go and take up jobs in the private sector across the region. So when you compare people leaving, and you talk about people leaving St. Vincent and Grenadines and leaving their jobs, let's carry that discussion to its full end and inform individuals that they're leaving to take up jobs that they were trained in, jobs that fit their training and their experience and their qualifications in various countries. As a matter of fact, I guess because he wasn't thinking, even Dr. Friday admitted that our best and our brightest leave and they're able to go and compete in different countries for top jobs. "30 years ago, how many lecturers, how many Vincentian lecturers existed across the region? Just the region. 30 years ago. How many lecturers did we have? Vincentian lecturers did we have? Just in UWI alone. How many? I asked the question today. And we have young lecturers. Young men like Emmanuel Kwashi. And the other young man who used to be doing the podcast, I can't remember his name, but he's lecturing in economics in Barbados. Young people. And you have the more mature one like the Justin Robinson, and you have a good comrade in Jamaica, Audrey. You have another lady, I think she's into the language and I remember specifically her name, but she's also there as well. You have Halima Dishong. And watch me now. Did I forget to mention that all of them are PhDs? Mm-hmm. All of them are PhDs. All of them are PhDs. That is what the name of St. Vincent means when you go academically in the region. When you go through a public service, teaching service, you know how many nurses in this country have degrees? Didn't just stay with their certificate program that they did, but they went on and did degrees. Same thing with teachers. Teachers now doing masters. A lot of teachers, young teachers, are no longer satisfied with a first degree, a bachelor's degree. And so if and when these teachers leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if and when these nurses leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines, these are highly trained and certified nurses or teachers. We read a few weeks ago that a police corporal got a master's in I think it's psychology. People are having if that police corporal leaves Simmons in the Grenadines, she's going, and in her own field, she's going to compete for a top post. And it is the training and the experience and so on that she got here that would enable her to compete in that way overseas. I saw a newspaper last week that the Commissioner of Police has been approved early retirement. I saw that newspaper last week. The newspaper said that Prime Minister Gonzalez was on a program and I think a shake-up, and he commented on it. And I was saying to somebody, Colin John, a police officer must be 30-something years. A lawyer called to the bar as the deputy or assistant DPP in this country. He can compete for a top job anywhere based on his training and his experience. That is the quality of our human resource here in this country. He would be one of the most qualified commissioners of police ever in the history of this country. We could go back to previous commissioners of police, Randolph Toussaint, Kwao, and you could ask about their certification and compare it with our most recent Commissioner Colin John, and you see what we're talking about.
Anyhow, let's take a call. All right.
Sorry for that, caller. Where we are today with our human resource, if individuals decided that they wanted to leave, you can be assured that those individuals are leaving here as professionals and are going, whether regionally or internationally, to compete with the best that exists there for positions.
All right, well, we take a commercial break, first commercial break from the morning. And when we come back, of course, we'll take your calls at 451-7827.
Some of our most precious treasures, the crown jewels, the epitome of elegance. Saturday, October 7th, 8 p.m., Victoria Park. Miss SVG 2023 Crown Jewels. 9 magnificent ladies vie for the coveted Miss SVG crown. Letitia Barber, Miss Grenadine House. Denicia Botswain, Miss Metricin General Insurance Limited. Diana Fairbairn, Miss Play 4, Arena Foy, Miss Massey Stores Limited, Trina Hooper, Miss National Lotteries Authority, Lion Laborde, Miss Flo, Samisha Millington, Miss Caress Ace Hardware, Tara Richardson, Miss JCI St. Vincent, and Royisha Telemac, Miss In Transit Exports. Early bird tickets $60, pre-sold $75. Ticket outlets, the Lotta booth at Peacemo, 4 Shells, Chill Spot, Johnny's Barbershop, VJ's Restaurant, Video Extreme Entice, and Terrence Auto Care. Miss SVG 2023 Crown Jewels, Saturday, October 7th, 8 p.m., Victoria Park.
Dream house, renovating or updating? We supply high-quality engineered hardwood flooring, luxury vinyl planks, and a wide assortment of stylish trims. We also supply wall and floor tiles and tiling-related products. How about your staircase? We have railings, posts, spigots in metal, stainless steel, wood, and glass to make your staircase a centerpiece. We offer personalized selection and shipping service from Canada to SVG. Contact Marlon on WhatsApp at 289-200-7649 or District Stairs on Facebook.
You can increase your chances of winning the Super 6 jackpot with a combo play. Remember, Super 6 numbers are from 1 to 28. Choose any 5 Super 6 numbers. That's a combo 5 for $69. Match any 5 of the 6 numbers and you will win the jackpot. Choose 7 Super 6 numbers for $21. Match any 6 of the 7 numbers and win the jackpot. There's more. Combo 8, where you purchase 8 Super 6 numbers for $84. Match any 6 of the 8 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3 and Combo 4 Super 6 plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to
Santiago
win.
Orthopedics and Traumatology Center in Capital City, Kingstown, specializing in bone, joints, ligaments, tendons, and muscle health. We offer PRP treatment, which supports wound healing in the joints, epidural treatment for lower back pain, hyaluronic acid treatment for knee pain, and much more. We also do minor surgeries and offer X-ray, physiotherapy, abdominal, joint, and pregnancy ultrasounds, cast and cast removal services. We are located at the junction of Level Gardens, opposite the Girls Guide headquarters. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. We also do home visits, and our services are also extended to the Grenadines in Beckway every Saturday at Dr. Lugo's Clinic. Visit, call, or WhatsApp 530-7866 for Dr. Santiago Orthopedics and Traumatology Center, where preventing disease, relieving suffering, and healing the sick is our priority.
Picture this. You and your squad at the Honestville playing field decked in national colors. The Vinci team has you at the edge of your seat. Could this be the goal that gives them the win? And just like that, it's pandemonium in Honestville. They score! Only football can give you these emotions, but it's not who you think it is. It's not.
precious treasures, the crown jewels, the epitome of elegance. Saturday, October 7th, 8 p.m., Victoria Park. Miss SVG 2023 Crown Jewels. 9 magnificent ladies vying for the coveted Miss SVG crown. Letitia Barber, Miss Grenadine House. Denicia Botswain, Miss Metricin General Insurance Limited. Diana Fairbairn, Miss Play 4. Arena Foy, Miss Massey Stores Limited. Trina Hooper, Miss National Lotteries Authority. Lion Laborde, Miss Flo. Samisha Militon, Miss Caress Ace Hardware. Tara Richardson, Miss JCI St. Vincent. And Royisha Telemac, Miss In Transit Exports. Early bird tickets $60. Pre-sold at $75. Ticket outlets, the Lotta booth at Peacemo. 4 Shells, Chill Spot, Johnny's Barbershop, VJ's Restaurant, Video Extreme Entice, and Terrace Auto Care. Miss SVG 2023 Crown Jewels. Saturday, October 7th, 8 p.m., Victoria Park.
I don't want you to worry. No, I never want you to fret. There is so much going on inside. Only them same old Babylon trying to run things through the back. But if you think that His Majesty is sleeping, then you better think twice. He would have never make them devilment must don't paradise. When there's a whole barrage of righteous youth man out there, and we ain't giving up, no way. There's a whole barrage of righteous youth man in town, and we ain't going down, no, we never gonna stop, no way. When I tell you that the time is getting serious, just because I wanna put my people on alert, just them same old Babylon acting furious, and I don't wanna see the little youths them getting hurt. Now if you think that His Majesty is sleeping, then you better think fast. Cause He would have never make them Babylon mash up Zionites. When there's a whole barrage of righteous youth man out there, and we ain't giving up, no way. There's a whole barrage of righteous youth man in town, and we ain't going down, no, we never gonna stray, no way.
All right, yeah, that's Richie Spice. On for the youths.
No.
Reggae style is this kind of tune.
Well, I tell you, the reggae style, cause I don't know the reggae, you know, the reggae style, cause I don't know. Twin Charlie, I say, boss, you better don't make me and Denny come in. Why you always bringing Denny? I say, story you on a story.
Exactly.
What you are trying. Listen, that's what it is, you know. But music of Richie Spice.
Yeah, man.
You know, I had a discussion with, I think it was same Bling, you know, I can't remember who it was. And I was telling him that Richie Spice was here for the referendum.
That's correct.
And
you can remember that?
It was a Bling boy, somebody. No, it was Eminem. It was Eminem. Of all people, Eminem.
Couldn't remember that.
I said, Eminem, Richie Spice was here. He said, you telling me? And I said, but both of them, I said, Richie Spice came with the busy signal out there, man. Trust me. Oh, no. Eminem couldn't remember that. You know, it's Eminem. That wasn't Blink. It wasn't Skylark. It was a real, you know, music man. And he performed. I mean, he's not a big mover, and like Busy Signal was, but in terms of the quality of his vocals and so on, he was right up there. It's Monday morning. It's Monday, 25th of September. September run. Just now, by next week.
It is what, the 25th?
By next week, we're into Independence Month.
Yep.
You know, and next weekend is the Miss SVG pageant. The ladies have been going around and making their appearance.
You're right.
Yeah.
Week after next weekend.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. You know, so if for those of you who are into pageantry, go get your tickets. The ladies were out at MESPA yesterday and they did their introduction and interacting with the crowd a little bit and so forth. I'm glad to see them out. I like the crop of girls that we have. I only had the opportunity of interviewing 3 of them. Would have loved to interview all 9. But like I said the other day, I like the uniqueness of Miss Faber, the dread contestant, the dreaded contestant, not dreaded fared, as in Rasta, you know. So I like that uniqueness that she brings to the pageantry, the pageant. All right. So we continue our discussion this morning. The lines are open. You can all make a call. By the way, let me big up the usuals. You may not be hearing now, but I big up Bristol, who's out there, and his wife, Miss Georgetown. Big up to you. Biggest in all the crew out there at Braxa. Big up. I have to big up Mr. and Mrs. Marks at Touch a Pole. Rolled through yesterday. Bap dropped your tune. And they wanted more. They said, come again, boy. They were consort. You know what I'm saying? But come on, you can't pay for that kind of quality. So I just dropped the 2 tune and more. So I got big up Touch a Pole over there right now. And the others, Miss Murphy, you're probably in the mountains, so you do anything. All our regulars. Bethel is a long time I short up, and Bethel will say, I'll go short up now. And I did it from the very beginning. Yes, Bethel, we know. And well, I know they're wrong in radio up there in San Jose. So good day to you as well. And all of the regulars to Star Radio. Got to big you all up. Thank you so much for making this radio station what it is, because without you, it makes no sense. You know why I see yesterday, Denny?
Who's that?
And I complained yesterday on the live, Elson. You right in the back here and I see Elson.
You ain't turn up?
Yeah, I see Elson.
Maybe he was at the table.
I ain't see Jet neither, but that's another story. It's all right, no problem.
Yeah, I figured Elson was at the table. Who knows that table now, I know.
Love the table?
Yeah.
By the way, so Miss says up there in Victoria Village, had a little lime there over the weekend. Nice vibe, nice place. And this place out there in Diamond, I can't remember the name of the place now. My uncle introduced me to some people there at Diamond, and Men Bling played some dominoes there. They beat we, but it's Bling fault. It's Bling fault. It is Bling fault, right? Oh my Lord. Yes. All right. So yes, the lines are open, so you can make your contribution. The Minister of Tourism last week. Now, don't forget again, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, the handing over of those shops out there at Glen. Star Radio would bring live coverage of that, so just keep it locked and stay tuned to hear what's going on out there. The Minister of Tourism, then you were talking about it.
Yes, of course, last week, the Ministry of Tourism hosted a press conference at the NIS Conference Center to bring Vincentians up to date, relative to what we are in store for. The 2023-24 cruise season is upon us. And very soon, we're going to be seeing those ships coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Last year, we had a bumper season, close to 300,000 cruise passengers, a record for us in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it was pleasing to the ear to hear that we're going to be having some new cruise calls, some bigger ships coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines first and foremost. And there's a projection that the number of passengers will increase by 15%. Right? So we're looking at about 350,000 approximately passengers coming in here to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, the taxi operators and the tour guides and the hucksters and the vendors and everybody involved in the tourism industry here in this country of ours, I mean, we're looking forward to good things over the next 6 months thereabout. I've known persons who have made investments.
I think Audrey, check the WhatsApp, because Audrey said she's going to try and call WhatsApp.
Unfortunately, Audrey, WhatsApp phone,
the device in power enough.
It's not powered up. So
Arju, if you give me a number, I could send you I could send you a link on the StreamYard, so you could join us via StreamYard. You just use your phone and
This is Bling fault. Bling in charge of the phone. The phone here.
just
All I watch the phone.
send me a number on Facebook or whatever. I could send you or your email, so I can send you a link via StreamYard, and you could come in the program, join the program via StreamYard, because we're having a little challenge with the handset. So
Bling in
drop me
charge.
your email via Facebook Messenger or something, and we'll link you up if you're so inclined. Oh, he sent a number. Let's see how we do it. So yeah, then you go ahead. Let me try and figure out how I get it.
So I mean, I'm making the point that stakeholders in the tourism industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when it comes to the cruise season, which starts as soon as possible, you got to place yourself in a position where you can certainly take advantage of what is about to happen. And I was making the point that there are persons who would have made the investment going to the bank or the credit union and purchasing that taxi or bus or whatever it is to be all part of what we have to offer in terms of taking passengers across and around this lovely country we call St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And trust me, we have a lot to showcase and to offer the rest of the globe. We are a gem, beautiful island we are. As a matter of fact, I was driving to work this morning and looking at the blue sky and the contrast of the green, the fauna, it was really and truly a fantastic view for me personally. So you could imagine persons coming here for the first time and soaking up all of this. I mean, it's just something that we have to place ourselves to ensure that we capitalize on. But, the question is, are we, well, let me just stick a pin before I move forward and take this call. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tian and
morning, Caddy. Morning, Caddy.
just for information about the cricket, I see they take us out of West Indies cricket jail, right? Could you? Well, I know. I think that a few of these hotels would be open, because that was one of the basic challenge that they had at the time.
Beaches
we
Resort
didn't have room, space, and so on and all that. And I know some work has to be done, like with the scoreboard, etc., and so on. And I don't know how much, if you're privy to many this information, but could you just expound a little bit on it?
Well, Caddy, what I understand.
Then you can
Yeah.
tell us what's
Right. There's some.
because like for this kind of thing, I know people in like myself in the diaspora here would like to, because I'm a cricket lover, would love to be in St. Vincent and in those days. How much of these new hotels would be finished, would be available by then?
Well, as you know, son, you're not listening to me, Caddy.
Could you give us some information on the situation, because that's a big thing, having I know coming up, especially around carnival season and the cricket.
Very well.
So,
All right. Thank you. If you listen off here,
I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm just trying to ask you to
we will certainly.
expound a little bit on it first. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. All right. Well, first of all, the government is spending some $12 million in upgrading the Arnesville sporting facility, 33 million plus Eastern Caribbean dollars. Understand, very importantly, the facility is going to be lighted. That has placed us at a disadvantage. We noticed with the CPL that's taken place, St. Lucia, last night in Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, they all have lighted playing fields, right? And the Cricket World Cup, of course, an international spectacle. And there is going to be the situation, as always, where night games are required. So, first and foremost, we're putting in lights. Secondly, we're going to be having an electronic scoreboard, right? So no longer putting up tin in pan wood, hanging tin in pan wood. That's not going to happen here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines when the restorative or the work is done there at the Arnoldville playing field. Significant work is also going to be done on the facility itself in terms of the pavilions, the stands, the outfield. I know that certainly a bit more work has to be done in bringing the surface back to where it was, because I noticed as of late there been some situation where some bad grass have grown in between the good grass and all that kind of stuff. So we have some work to do in terms of restoring this facility and bringing it back to its pristine condition. Arnoldville is a top-class venue. It is a venue that I know many countries, many cricketing countries across the globe envy us for. It's ranked as number 3 cricketing ground in the world. That iconic view, south view of Beckwith in the background, the ocean, and then the northern view, of course, of the hills and the mountains is just absolutely fantastic. So, it's something that we have to sell. So, a lot will be done there in upgrading the facility. You asked about the facilities. Well, Sandals, early next year, the Beaches Resort will be open, right? The Holiday Inn, them fellas going with some serious pace. I've never seen a construction in a long time here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And a government construction, as a matter of fact, moving at the pace at which the Holiday Inn is moving. I am just blown away by the speed. Right? And that is due to open in early next year. You put into the mix Myers Suites that's already open, and of course there are other private entities that either upgrading or coming with new facilities. Right? So for Cricket World Cup 2024, the T20 Cricket World Cup, our room stock will be somewhere in the region of 1,000, 1,200, thereabout, and that is significant. We're talking about hosting 4 games, 2 playoff games, and 2 Super 8 games. And especially for the Super 8, you can imagine that there will be persons who will be traveling to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to be all part of this. And I like what you said. We're out to the cricket in jail as far as international matches is concerned. I think our last game was subject to correction, probably 2016, 17, thereabout, where we had a T20 game against Pakistan. Since then, we have not enjoyed any international cricket here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We've just been afforded some regional matches, some under 19s, 1 or 2. Well, not even the regional 4-day game we've had. We haven't had much of that, so to speak. So this is definitely something for us to look forward to.
I don't know how much 4-day games we actually do, though. I mean,
that's the point, right? We haven't really seen much of it, right? What has happened is that I know for a fact that we've been having a lot of the under-19 cricket here in St. Vincent. Facilities like Park Hill and Cumberland, get used, Sign Hill, to some extent, and it's a testimony of the fact that the government has really and truly invested a lot in developing not just Arnoldville and Stubbs and Sign Hill, but other facilities across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that's just remarkable. That we've benefited significantly as far as that is concerned. But Siana's making the point, coming back to the whole matters to what's going to happen in our tourism sector here in this country as well, because with the opening of Sandals, we're hearing about other airlines will be possibly coming into St. Vincent and the Grenadines to facilitate what is required by Sandals in terms of you have a facility, 800 rooms thereabout. Sorry,
350 rooms, yeah.
With about between 800 to 1,000 guests at any given time.
Yeah.
Right.
We have Holiday Inn that's 90 something rooms.
Exactly.
So easily by next year we should have close to 1,000 rooms available. Maybe not, because you'd have just over 400 and something with those 2. And with what we have currently with Maya as well.
All right.
We should be close to maybe 800. Maybe 800 when you take into consideration the existing stock as well. And that's a far cry, because 2 hotels have pretty much more than doubled what your capacity.
Yeah.
Now, One of the things that we have not made a big deal out of, and we should have, Denny, we really should be making a big deal over it, is the fact that we've gone from 0 direct international flights to a point where we had daily flights out of Miami.
Yep.
Daily flights out of Miami. 2 flights out of the UK weekly. Now imagine us having 2 flights out of the UK weekly with just close to 200 and something hotel rooms available. Imagine that. 2 flights out of the UK weekly. 2 flights out of Miami all year round, but for a particular period you're having daily flights. And I was on 2 of those flights full, absolutely full. You have flights coming out of JFK as well, weekly. And we didn't talk about the fact that during the July-August period, you had the red-eye flight that was added, or 2 flights added that left them at midnight, got to New York early in the morning. All of these things are happening, and the airlines are looking at how they can add and deal with their scheduling. Excuse me. Even as we have very limited spaces available, imagine what it is going to be like when we do have space. Because the truth is, look, let me get a joke. I talked to Gemma yesterday, my sister. I think she done answer. She ain't going to actually business. Gemma said she's celebrating a milestone birthday next year, God's willing. And she wanted to go to an exotic island. I wouldn't get the name of the island. She wants to celebrate it in grand style. Exotic island. So she's looking at the island and so on and so on. Island in Asia area. She said, but while she looking, one of her colleagues said, Miss Gemma, you know, and I looking at that island, but look at this one. Here's an island that you should look into. Listen, look at this island. You should probably think about this island because this is beautiful. Gemma, look at the brochure. It's kind of want to know. Wow. Her colleague is bringing her a brochure of Canawan, telling her, listen, forget about the island that I'm talking about and so on. Look at this island here. Try this one here. And, you know, the truth is, when they come home, they really the vacation, really. You come home, you know what I mean? But that's how individuals overseas are seeing what we have here. We rank among the very best. I know I have friends who are in Asia, and if you look at their Instagram and so on, you'd see some of the students. And I'm talking about our students who are studying in Taiwan. One of the things that they do, and I'm trying to encourage my daughter to do it, but Lord have mercy, she just stubborn like she father. While you're in Asia, travel around. So some of these students during the July-August break, some, you know, because some of them doing some teaching jobs and so on over there, making an extra money, they're able to go to Singapore and Thailand and so on and experience some of the Asia that you see advertised in Bali, in Indonesia and so forth, that you see advertised on these travel channels. And the feedback you get is that, you know, it's a lot like home, you know. Very much. It's a lot like home. It's a lot like St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You know, some of it, trust me, there's nothing to do. It's quiet. Some of these resorts are far away, you know. And I'm thinking, and here it seems you get this narrative, Denny, this popular narrative that somehow for us to compete with tourism, we need to give the tourists what they're accustomed to in the metropoles. Give them strip club and dance club and so forth. Apparently, quiet, peaceful, and tranquil and serene, tourists don't want that. Really? So what are they going to Bali in Indonesia for? Dance club? They listen, they don't mind coming and relaxing in a hotel eating and so on. Yes, and they'll go around. There's some, you realize, think about it, Vincent John. Think about it. As I'm just trying to this matter, but think about this. You go to New York for 3 weeks or 2 weeks on a vacation, 2-3 weeks on vacation, maybe 4 weeks depending. And when you come back home from vacation, you're tired because you're up and down for the whole vacation. You're going clubbing, you're going here, you're going there, because you want to enjoy the New York life or the UK life or what have you. Well, a lot of these individuals, especially the niche that we want to attract, who would go to beaches and so on, or go to Canawan, or go to Plantation House on Beckway, or Tree Blue in Myra and so on. These are busy individuals with hectic careers who are glad for a week to just relax. Yeah, there are those who would come and want to climb Nassau Fair and so on, but you bring your family and you get up in the morning, at 10, you have your breakfast, you laze on the beach, you walk with a book, you read, you drop sleep while reading. And then at the end of it, you go back to show off your tan to your co-workers in Europe or in North America or in wherever. Do not get carried away with the idea that all tourists come here want what they left. If that's what they were interested in, they would never leave where they're from. If that was the lifestyle they wanted for the 7 days they have or the 14 days they have after work, some of them ain't get vacation whatsoever, however long. If that is what they were interested in, they could stop there, because they are all the clubs, high end, low end, middle end, all of those things, and entertainment that you want to give them here. We have to give them something different, and we have something different. Oh, where's the nightlife? Nightlife? People are asleep. Yeah, they're the young visitors who would come and would may want to. And the nightlife that they want, as I said, give them something different. Give them something different. But a lot of the mature individuals who come here, who come to our destinations, nightlife, they want to relax themselves when nighttime come. They do a few things in the day, they walk to the market, pick up some crafts and so on. But they go to the hotel, they have their dinner. Some of them may go out. Like I was thinking while you were talking about World Cup. I guess between that time, the boy, I might be able to get a snapper by Dean, because them visitors might. I go snapper. I'm telling you, when World Cup T20 World Cup time come through, and I try to go 4 shells for snapper, 25 snapper, I can't get on because the place full. I better call Dean since the morning and say, yo, do a snapper game, please. I come in for 7 o'clock tonight. I'm telling you. I listen. I took some when we had the SIDS conference here, the prep meeting. Hey, I took some of the individuals, my former colleagues at 4 Shell. Oh, they were so impressed. They loved it. They were tasty and so on. The best part of it was when it came to pay. People take out money and go, really? And start to put money in the bag because they realize, really? Only that? Wow. I'm telling you. You know, so we have a product that can sell and that can compete with any product across the globe. And so next year, or as we get into the cruise season just now, we just need to position ourselves. Gemma been on cruise, my other sister, and she has been on cruise and so on. And I don't know who does fool people, but I get to realize that a lot of people who talking just don't know. They need the same way. They come, they're on the boat, they come off, they do excursion, they go back on the boat. And these are European cities, Venice, and they come, the boat dock. They are prearranged excursions. You go on the excursion, you go with the ticket, boop, 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 and they go back on the boat. I don't know why individuals get the sense from talking heads that somehow the cruise tourism is supposed to, I don't know, bring something. cruise tourism is exactly what it is. You get to see a number of destinations in a very short space of time because you island hop essentially. You do excursion and you go by business. But you see, when you hear people like this individual whose name I wouldn't call, would keep repeating a line from the former Prime Minister James Mitchell about Pepsi. All they do buy Pepsi and popcorn and go back on the boat. So he ain't like who. Listen, it's a specific type of tourism, and we encourage that tourism throughout the region. You like to see them post up. The same people who criticizing cruise tourism, would post up sin kits and Barbados with 2 and 3 cruise ship in the harbor. Anyhow, maybe when someone comes on a cruise ship and does an excursion, they will think, well, oh, I like what I saw. So next year, when I have my 1 week vacation, I'll run down to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the week. You ever thought of that? But cruise tourism, as we see it here, is the way it's done across the world. People go on the boat. Listen, well, Darky's been there, done that. Darky, as a matter of fact, not even food you eat when you go off, because all the food is on the boat. So you eat your breakfast, you might pack a few things in your bag, snacks to walk with. You go on the excursion, you eat the snacks where you walk with, and you go back on the boat. And I'm talking about people who are in Europe, in the Mediterranean. But they talk about St. Vincent and the Grenadines as if it's only in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourists come on the cruise ships and they do their excursions and so on, move around, and then they go back on the boat. That's how cruise tourism is done. Because there's when they go back on the boat, they have clubbing, they have restaurants, they have all kind of thing on the boat. All kind of thing on the boat. But you have people here trying to mislead individuals into thinking that, I've never done a cruise. And I don't think I'd ever do a cruise because I get motion sickness, especially when it comes to the sea. To go to Bequia, I swear to you, most of the times I have to take gravel just to go to Bequia. So I don't know how I'm going to make it on a ship for 7 days. I don't know. So I've never been brave enough to even attempt a cruise. I've never thought about it. It doesn't appeal to me because when I see a big boat, all I think about is motion sickness. All I think about is motion sickness. But I take the experiences of my sisters who've done it, friends who've done it, Darky is talking about. So even if you buy a bit of food outside Darky, you can't get back on the boat. So people just go and do the excursion, look around, take pictures, take a picture for say you've been Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, then Mexico, wherever you did. Or you if you do a Caribbean cruise, you went to the DR, Dominican Republic and so on, you went to the Bahamas, you take a picture to show that I've been there. But it's just the excursion, you go a couple of hours, boom, 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 you get back on the boat. You go Europe, same thing. You go Asia, same thing. You go Mediterranean, same thing. Same thing. But the benefits for the country, on the dock, you have to pay certain taxes and fees and levies and different things like that. So we're glad for that. And I believe that those things are done, if I'm correct, I may not be, per head. So if you have a ship with 3,000 people, the levies on each of those individuals. And if next year we are going to double the number of visitors we have, or well, not double, 15%. And if you had 300,000 last year, 15% of that is about 45,000. That's an additional 45,000 individuals, we can impose a levy on. If there's a levy of let's say $1 US per head, and we had 3,000 people last year, that's 800,000. You see, we collected. This year, with the additional 45, that's 900,000. You see, almost $1 million in just fees for boats that dock for the passengers that are here. Just an example. So you see the benefits that we can have, the monetary benefits, the economic benefits, or something like that. And it means more buses and so on would be engaged in excursions. You see the guy foreign tours? You see how expanding? You see the kind of buses here? He ain't sitting down and criticizing and getting into no kind of parties and rubbish. Whether he votes or not is not my business. But the point is, the gentleman has seen where he can get, where there are opportunities, and he's putting himself in the place to benefit from the opportunities. And in tourism, many such opportunities are available. So much taxis now, they're at the airport, and all of them do well.
All right, well, we could go on and on and on and on, but we've reached the end of the road as far as this edition of The Scoop is concerned. We're going to put a wrap on it at this point in time. I personally have to run out because something just popped up I have to deal with personally, Sion. So that being the case, have yourself a good one. Thanks for all those persons who certainly locked it in here on a Monday morning. Follow the program on 98.3 and 104.7. Our Facebook friends on the live Facebook feed. Those who follow us on YouTube also, thank you ever so much. And God's willing, we'll be back with you tomorrow morning. All right? Have a good one and continue to keep it ours right here on The Star.
Some of our most precious treasures, the crown jewels, the epitome of elegance.